Welcome back to the Code Maven channel. My name is Gabor Sabu, and in this video we are going to talk about the Hacktoberfest and the Perl. Hacktoberfest, as what you can see on the screen, is a project of DigitalOcean. It has been running for several years. Every October, you can sign up on their website and send in 4 pull requests. And if you do 4 correct pull requests, then you will win, or you get a t-shirt or whatever. You have to register on the website. Because of earlier, many people were sending in just random, useless pull requests. I think this year they started to require that the pull request is also accepted, not just to send in the pull request. So it's a good idea to get started and doing it early, so the target project manager can have time to accept the pull request. Anyway, you register on this website, and then you will have to find a project, a Perl-related project in this case. If you're doing Perl, obviously you can do any other open source project, and you can do it both on GitHub and on GitLab, so projects that are hosted on either of those. But now I'm going to focus on Perl, and I'm going to show you how can you find a project that can have some easy contribution. So there is this project which is called CPAN Digger that I've been running for quite some time. It's actually on GitHub, and it's using GitHub Actions to create a page on GitHub pages. And what it does, it looks at the most recently uploaded CPAN modules and collects some data about them. And based on this data, you can pick one of the modules that you can contribute to. So this is the most recent report. I'm going to include the link both to the Hacktoberfest and to this site in below the video, so you can find it easily. And here you can see the most recently uploaded modules to CPAN and some information about them. And what you can see here is the name of the module, the distribution basically, the author, when was it uploaded, and whether it has a link to its version control systems, which is usually GitHub or GitLab or somewhere, whether it has a link to its issues, the bug tracking system, if it has a CI, and basically I think that's it. And also on the dashboard, actually, if it's on the dashboard. So either of them can be contributed. Contributing, adding a link to the VC to the version control system is not difficult. It only has the drawback that you will actually have to find where, if it's already on the version control system, and if it's and where it is, okay? Because you don't know it. That's the whole problem, that the distribution itself doesn't contain the link there. So, but that's an easy change. The other one, if you have, for example, I think here, yes, this distribution has a link to GitHub, but not to the bug tracker. So it's going to be even easier because you already can find easily the repository to its version control system, and adding the bug tracking. And adding CI is so when you have a GitHub, the link to the GitHub, then adding GitHub Actions. I'm going to create a separate video on how to do that, and I already have a few, but that's basically the task, checking whether it has tests. Most distributions have tests, but if they don't, then you add even a minimal test, and then you can add configure GitHub Actions, for example, to run on every time the author pushes out some changes. And also the dashboard. So you can, I see none of these packages have a link right now to, okay, this one has. But here you can have a link, and then in this link, if I click on the link, it will open to the CPAN dashboard, and then you can configure or help the author configure the CPAN dashboard. It's also a pull request to the GitHub repository of CPAN dashboard to be included there. So these could be all interesting pull requests. The CPAN Digger actually also has a command line client, and of course you can also send pull requests to CPAN Digger. I don't know what changes to make there right now, but it could be also interesting. So this is the repository. First of all, okay, before I forget, I've added a file that would link that links to the various ways you can support my work on these videos and the contribution and open source work I do. So it's a fun thing. Now you can also both via Patreon or the GitHub sponsor page or via PayPal. Anyway, the CPAN ticker has a command line interface as well. Let me just show you how it looks like. So you run, you clone the repository and then install the required packages, and then you can run this command, and it will create a report. And I'm not running it; it will take a couple of minutes. It will create a report like this one. Right now, I think I'm only looking at the bottom of it, where you can find this basically the same table or part of the table that you can see on the web. Maybe the web is actually more useful, but this can be much more up to date because you can run it anytime you would like. And I think the other one on the web runs just once a day. So back to the web and back to the Hacktoberfest. This is basically quite easy how to find recently uploaded distribution. And the reason I'm looking for recently uploaded distributions is because obviously the author is around and making changes. So it's much more likely that the author will see your changes and accept your pull request than if you contribute something maybe a lot more useful and a lot more important, but something where the author is not around and hasn't touched the distribution for years maybe. Okay, and one more thing here, you can see some of these entries as no, is because some authors, and in this case P Events, told me that they are not interested in having a version control system. That was a couple of years ago. Maybe things have changed, and so we are excluding them from the reporting because we don't want to badger them if they're not interested in any pull requests, or they're not interested in being added to having a version control system at all. So basically that's it. Thank you for watching, and I hope that you're going to send a couple of pull requests. I would really like to see some mention about the pull requests, so we can include them in the Perl Weekly as well. And in any way, just to see how other people are contributing and whether this video was useful. Then please like the video and follow the channel and share it with other people as well. Thank you very much, and see you soon.